Have you ever not been to be recognized in a public space? Venda and every tribe that has tuned in. Of Venda and every tribe that has tuned in. Welcome to another special, tantazling, marvelous, elegant, beautiful show of Celebrity Couch Edition. And I'm still your host, Mastermind, Master of Radio, TV, and everything in between. And ladies and gentlemen, the making of art in visuals is continuing with Venda Boy Poet. Rutendum Gagadade. Ngamikos.
Kalelko general china na kalelko general china gavela wajaya na mtanga wacheza za mtanga sisi tomba tali wendi bakagadere kagadara mrain
Kamikos
Venda Boy Poet gavrain.
How's it Venda Boy?
And I'm good man.
It's awesome to sit with you. Thank you for coming to the podcast. I really appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
I want us to first know where does this tagline Ngamikos come from?
Ngamikosi it's it's a slogan that comes after my praise or my reciting throughout poetry. I think it started way back in 2012 when I recited, and then I decided to say I call it crowd jubilation. And what is crowd jubilation? When I explain it, it says Ngamikosi. It's Bembera la Chichava, the Bembera la Chichava. Whenever time when I need to recite, people jubilate, but the crowd will always, become entertained of what I do because of the voice that I have. So that's why I started this thing, and it was, a good thing because a lot of people after they came, slogans trying to, not to say copycating, but, trying to resemble or go with the way that I did. As it's a slogan that whatever I say, you will realize that Venda Boy Poet.
Of course. How easy or how hard was it for you to come up with the tagline?
As a creative poet and as a, spiritual poet, for me, I think it was so simple because I knew, firstly, when I started to realize that I'm a spiritual poet. Anything that I wanted to do was so simple to me because I don't go to someone and says, please do this for me. It was a thing that was coming to me. It was me. I was the chosen one to say, you know what? We importing you these things. It's yours. Whenever anything that you wish to can come up with the new things, it's yours. That's why different. Different because you'll realize in 2012 Toma Avana note can Avana slogan you will realize that it was only Venda Boy because immediately then you will realize what it's Venda Boy Poet. And then after then
The year 2012, was it the year you started to recite or it was the year you started to get known out there?
Actually, I started doing poetry in 2007. And then 2012, that's why I started to do musical poetry. What we said. Okay. What do you mean? Poetry music.
Yeah.
Uneni
through instruments.
Through instrument. And that was my first album. It's called Maano. That was the first album that won Venda Music Award. Chima.
Yes.
When I was the first person to be rewarded that award. I still got the history that And at that time, I started to realize that I need to leave this thing because it was so difficult. I was quitting actually.
Yeah.
The time when I was winning Chima. Yeah.
That year, 2012.
Yeah, 2012.
What was the reason?
I was working at Masana.
Masana Records.
Masana Records. I was
Okay.
Masana. That's why I started music. And thanks for Davik, Masana Records, for giving me such a great opportunity. The person who introduced me was Tupa. Is my
Masubere.
Yeah, Tupa Ike Masubere is my uncle.
Okay.
And a lot of people they're not aware is my uncle. He's him and my father. They are brothers, but from different mothers. So he's the one who introduced me. He said, no, dude, I think this is the right person who can be able to uplift. And then when I was there at Masana, I started to get engaged with a lot of things. I was so close na Davik Amanda. Davik as Dorumane, it was the CD Dorumane, it was the CD, Fold Dorumane, all the stuff we were about to get. Upanga watu studio warikodisani.
You were like a runner.
Yes, at some point, bomrepa banji. Bo dani pala, ndaba ndichikoto bangwalela bangwe.
Okay.
And I will write them the relevant words that they must mention. Some of them they will come clueless. Vasa divu studio marabana cherede, and then I will be part. Unga batusa.
Do you still remember some of the artists?
We worked with Sabelo, Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero. I don't know reason.
Okay.
We also work with Wadupa Masubere. We also work with Comrade Lee. Rashuma Nabo, Tsapo Manyisa. Nabo, Ono Muntanga, Wada Manufina. Wada na Manyisa. Ito Borongaro no Richamsi. Gala.
Okay.
Like a lot of people that were there were not reach mzika winjabo. Nachikebe, Wachikebe, Yamuchikebe, Prohid. There's a lot. Our game one about the rest.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Okay, let's go back to your upbringing, because I'm sure this love of poetry came back when you were still young. Yes. I don't know, maybe I can say from your parents or from your grandmother. Where does this love come from?
Poetry.
Yeah.
I think, when you grow up, you'll realize that you are different from other kids. Especially, my journey of a teenage, when I was still young, growing, it paints a picture of this little jet, and I worry, he's not finding support in and out, in the house, in the family, and also outside. Where I'm saying outside, in different fraternity, at school, at church, in any other environment, So, there was this hatred that I don't know where it comes from, but I just thank God, because it really, input me to be where I am today, and as I was growing, things were tough throughout my family, because
Okay.
I didn't stay with my mother, I didn't stay with my father, I was staying with my uncle.
Okay, not your grandmother?
No, not my grandmother was also in Joburg.
Okay.
My mother was in Joburg, my father was also in Joburg, and they were not staying together, My mother and my father separated when I was still young, within So, Venda from the age of 7 till 10, and I moved to Sukmekar. I need to learn the new language from Venda, and you find new friend, you find new friend, new life, new environment. You are still young and you are alone at that situation. You are living with your uncle who was so much abusive to that an extent.
Mentally, of course.
In both ways, he was physically abusive. And even though when I can report to my mom, they wouldn't believe. They just thought it was something like
it's making it up.
And I felt so bad to that an extent that I realized that I'm not living the life that I should live. And it will sometimes take 3 days to 4 days praying, you know, I started to pray when I was still young, you know, and I will start to meditate things in a different way. I will start to see things in a different way. And sometimes I'll be alone because even the friends that I was with, they couldn't, you know, welcome me in a proper way, like, which is one or like other friends, you know. So, and people that I will be with, I'm not gaining nothing. I'm the one who's, you know, inputting something to them. If I have money, I'll be giving them.
It's like they're using you.
Yes.
Okay.
I wouldn't have someone that I can able to use or whatever. So even next door, next door. But it didn't happen that way. So, but when I was growing, to just cut the story short, when I was growing, and then I was in grade 11, then that's why I started to say, I need to raise out, I need to shut out, I need to, you know, come out and smile and, you know, have a words and
express your feelings,
express my feelings, have a freedom. You get what I'm saying? And I was tired to stay lonely. I was tired to be criticized. I was tired to live in a fear. You know what? Everything that I said, it's not gonna be approved because it took my confidence away. That, you know, there can't be anything that I can say in a proper way that could, you know, but whenever I read those treacherous or this person is talking, this person is smart, you get what I'm saying? Although, but I was passing, I was not failing at school. And for me to be smart is that I was very much obedient. You know, I was orientated, I was self-orientated, like because if they will say you don't need to do this, I won't. You know, even at school, they know that this guy was so much disciplined. You know, but then there was a time when we were doing oral, and then I came out and there was this poem at Soul City book, and then okay, I see, wow, okay, this poem, and then I started to write that poem on the book. I practiced it, and it was saying, I am black with the black dreads, I am black with the black skin, I am black with the black skin, I am black and I'm proud of being black. You know, things like that. That poem, I still remember it in grade 11. And people were saying, I'm trying to red, I'm trying to go red. So because I really my baby, and I was so excited. And come on, I'm gonna come up with another poem. But tomorrow,
like the meaning Venda.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, once they don't pronounce your name the way you want it or the way it should sound, you feel that you are being criticized. Again,
yes.
And then I said, okay, you know what? I'm proud of being a Venda.
Yeah.
You can call me whatever you want. And then that's where the name Venda Boy came from.
Oh.
You see, to say I am proud of being Venda Boy, and you know, I should come out. And when I come out and say Venda Boy, I am a Venda Boy. God chose me to be a Venda Boy. Yes, I live by the sense of poetry and the color of determination, the soul, the spirit, the rhyme and the rhythm. Yes, my voice comes from the living culture of Venda. My voice sounds like the stream velocity of Limpopo River. Was so cool to Uncle Come like the seashore down. Then people were like, wow. This guy is great, man. And you know, they like the confidence that I had. I had at that time. And I didn't realize that it was not only about the confidence. The goosebumps were there. It was not in me. I cannot see it. I cannot feel it. I cannot sense any perspective throughout what I recite. But people outside, they were able to see. And then from there, the drama,
just go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even outside the community, even the community. And then we'll start to travel, you know. And that's why I developed the love of poetry. So the love of poetry, it came about that, you know, and now people are starting to realizing, this guy can do so. So the first poem, it was because, you know, I was dark to an extent, and you know, and I don't have any problem, but you know, because poverty was surrounded me.
Okay.
You know, throughout the way I live, my family.
Hence, they were also working.
Yeah, actually, I couldn't. If they were working, they were supposed to provide me at some point, and they were sometimes providing me, but it's just that my uncle wouldn't give me money, and my mother maybe sometimes would give me 500, and 500 was a lot of money that time. Say, and your large colon.
And your father?
And my father sometimes would also give it to me, because my mother had another children that he was supporting, and my father.
You're the firstborn?
Yes, I'm the firstborn.
Okay.
And to my father, I'm the secondborn.
Okay.
And then my father will sometimes, when I visit Soweto, give me money at some point. But if I could give money to my grandmother will give his son, which is my uncle. And my uncle, when we come back home, because we were two, he wouldn't give it to me. He'll take that money and buy some whatever he wants. And sometimes he couldn't even give me some food to eat. To an extent that sometimes when my mother is close to come back, or his mother closely to come back, then that's when he will start to brush me. You know, and people think that we forgot. You know, I wanna say something that, you know, when you abuse a child, even though it's 7 years or 2 years, you know, he will never forget. You get what I'm saying? And he will stay with that trauma. And for me to release it, I'm not releasing because I've got an anger, or maybe to expose him to that extent, but you know, it's a condition that I've lived in, and to spew this out is to make my heart so that I can feel free. You know, and I'm not saying this so that someone should be reprimanded or should be people should hate him or judge him to that extent, because there's a lot of people that will grow up to that kind of situation, and mine might be better. Some of them, they were worse. You know, but I was just saying that is the thing that developed me to be a great poet that I am, and being consistent and being resilient as I am, because I become so smart when I was young. You know, I become resilient when I was young, because, you know, being beaten and sometimes you don't get food, you know, it trains you to a level that, you know, sometimes you need to have a plan. You always have a plan B at all the time, you know, because if you know that you're going to be beaten, you'll run away. And how do you run away? It's another plan B to avoid such things. So you know what, it trained me to have alternative. That's why I don't take no as an answer to a lot of things, because I know that there must be a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. You get what I'm saying? So this is the development, or when we're talking about a Venda Boy that we see today, it doesn't come from here. It comes from gave us
Do you think if your uncle didn't abuse you, something would have triggered your mind to do poetry?
It's not about only my uncle. There's a lot of people that, you know, who abused me.
Okay.
And
family members.
Yeah, even family members. You know, I was in the family members. I was told that I'm the most ugliest person. You know, and they will tell me that you are the most ugly, you don't belong here. When you belong to Chedzeza, you know, that's my father from Chedzeza family.
Okay.
And from Bat. So they will tell me, yeah, hey, you were I'm Gagade again, because my mother I'm Gagade. When you belong there, I know more to you, yeah, what be you know, all those things. So those and I didn't have any problem to that extent. I said it's fine. That's why now, you know, when a person is hating me or saying some bad things, I know I don't reply. And I've never, a lot of people, that's why you can't see me in the public being, you know, because I know how to deal with a person. I know how to deal with hatred. I know how to deal with people that, you know, sometimes they're in a jealous. I know how to deal with people who can criticize you, who can put you down. You know, I know those things because you get what I'm saying? So even the second uncle, and I was called by name. You know, I got a lot of names that if I can count you, there are more than even 10. I was named Mambush Mdao. You know, Mdao was a bit ugly that time when I was playing soccer. Mambush Mdao, Oscar, Madende, Stenda Kaminora, you know, all those names, Sitlango, a lot of names.
And what did it do to your mind as a child at that time?
You know, as first you are being told, Uri, you are not good. You can fight for that, you can debate. But second times when you have been told, you start to think that way, you know. And if a lot of people now, they start to say same things in a different way, you will start to think that this is how it is. This is how people see me. And then I didn't have any problem. Then that's but I was so positive. I don't know what that positive come from. You know, I think, you know, it's throughout God that God wanted to show them that, you know what, this is the cornerstone that you have rejected. And in my family, in my entire family, there is not anyone who's famous, who have never been famous or been out on TV. I'm talking about the entire family. The family of Mgagadeli, the family of Chezeza. No one.
You're the first one.
I'm the first one to meet up with the president. You know, to be out on TV, to be out on radio station, to meet whoever that I want to meet at my own time. You get what I'm saying? So you ask yourself, is this person that we've been told that you are the most ugly person, you don't deserve this, even at school sometimes. You know, there's the real one. I mean, no one will tangle on the room in the class in there. Which go funzi. Look on it. Urinini dere mem ne kanan dere teacher ler. Lipeturan lichimron dragara for. Go to backlassi.
And you're afraid if you don't go, you'll get beaten.
You see? And sometimes when you go to toilet and the one who does banjing, it just you can get no for a child about Germany by something give a shoulder.
Yes.
The wires or you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's something, you know, you are very fortunate to, you know, to find me saying this. I've never had any interview, you know, talking about my private life, the way that I suffered. A lot of people, they just know this guy is very confident, he's energetic, you know, he's passionate, but they don't know where the passion comes from. They don't know where the resilience comes from. Because, to be honest, I've never had a manager who have managed my musical industry, who have managed my poetry.
You do things your own.
I do things in my own. I've got all the rights, all the royalties that, you know, not only precisely not about the royalties, but everything that I do, I know, like it's my thought, it's my thinking, knowing the right step, knowing who should I feature. It's my own opinion, knowing that if I do that kind of a song, it can bring this. To praise the president, it was not someone's thought. It came to me and says, God said to me, you deserve to praise the president, and it came in my dreams. And I said it to a lot of people many times and says, I'll praise the president, and people thought it was a joke until it happened. And that's when a lot of people start to realize, can't this boy? You see?
Before we get into that, I want to know, are you the one who rejected your father's surname, or he rejected it?
No one rejected it.
Okay.
Maybe as some times goes on, I could change and my father, I wouldn't say he never supported me. He used to support me where he can, and we were so close. Every time when I'll go to Joburg, I'll go to Soweto and see him. We've got a good relationship, and even my mother, we've got a good relationship together, because my mother trained me to pray very hard. My father trained me to be patient and to keep quiet, what else you find that you are in a bad situation. You know, because when you keep quiet, you're able to analyze every situation, what's going on. So the two things that I've learned from my parents is that my mother taught me how to pray. Every time when I found that so difficult, life is so difficult, it's not a secret. I'll go and Guadamafasi, and then I speak to God and pray. And my father told me, it's the thing that I see actually, and he's very much quiet person, and he doesn't like fighting. He doesn't want to get involved, and especially if
just hold on. Yeah, you can continue.
And sometimes if you are in a or something, my father will tell you, says, I want to get involved. and it's a thing that I've developed, and not precisely that he trained me or he told me to live that way, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the voice that I have, it's like my mother. My mother, she's a powerful warrior in terms of praying. She's a pastor now.
Okay.
And my mother, she's a very, she's a gallant fighter when it comes to praying. And her voice is very huge, like as mine. And sometimes when she speaks, you'll find that she's fighting until she's speaking. So
because that's how she is.
Yes, and I took that voice.
And your father is still alive also?
Yeah, they're still alive. They had close to more than 20 years not meeting. And when I was graduating, and I had to collaborate them, and they were there throughout my graduation. Okay. And you can ask yourself, when I was graduating, I was doing my diploma.
Okay.
Where did I get the money to go to school? When I won the Chima Award, that 10,000 got me to school to get a diploma when I went to Central Johannesburg College.
Very nice. That's very nice.
So everything, it's a self-made year. Whatever you see, school, self-made, musical, self-made,
sure,
lifestyle, self-made,
property,
sure, everything that I have,
sure,
it's a self-made,
sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's something that I developed myself when I was still young, because growing up without motivating people around you or guidance, Nazo bigger, Tomo bigger, Arena 7 years. You ask yourself, when I look at my boy, he's 7, and he can't even cook. He can't even do anything. He'll say, Baba, I'm a biggie. Baba, I can't eat. Can you go and eat bread? Can we go and eat bread? I said, wow, I'm very proud because, whenever he needs, I can able to provide, and I'm very, very close to him to that an extent that every time, whenever he needs me, I'm available. Although there was times when I needed my father, he was nowhere to be found. When I needed my mother, he was nowhere to be found. Then I don't want my children to grow up in that kind of situation that I grown up with.
Beside everything, what are you doing to him to make him feel comfortable? Judging from how you grew up.
You mean my child?
Yeah, your child.
We play like a...
I've seen the videos on status.
Like we pass. It's like I'm that age. Even though when I always impersonate him at all the time. When we talk, I always impersonate. He likes to say iti wonovotua. So every time I will speak like that and say iti no buya, iti, and every time when he doesn't able to pronounce the words correctly, I do the same. I still have some audio when he was, I think it was 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can even still impersonate those things. I know what he was saying. Akakulangane, aduthange, amakulangane, ala aduthange, so every time when I'm not around him, when I'm working or whatever, if I had to think about him, those things comes. If I need to take a call right now, if I can call, Itio Wech Koroni. Okay, like I will speak like him, I will impersonate him, and the way we play like children. Even his mother sometimes will come and complain and says, don't play with your father because sometimes you'll get hurt, because sometimes I play rough and then he cries, and when he cries I say, I don't want to play with you anymore because you heard your mother doesn't want me to play with you. And he'll say, no, Papa, come on, the retirement. You see, so this is the kind of love that we have. Sure. And every time, whenever he needs me, he knows that I'm available. Sure. I can stop everything. I could stop even if I have a gig or whatever. If he needs me, genuinely, I'm there to, because it's a love that I wanted for my parent to have, and if I didn't have, what can't I do to my children? So, and I want to paint a picture. Les Brown once said another statement that there's two ways of seeing things. It's either you make them break you or make you. But those things that happen in a bad way, they've made me, they didn't break me, because I precisely interpret them in a positive way, not in a negative way. If my father didn't give me money, I must give my child money. That's the love that I must do to my children.
You are rectifying everything.
I'm rectifying everything. So this is the situation throughout my life.
At the end of the day, how does the abuse come to an end, besides you reciting poetry?
You mean in the journey?
Yeah.
It came to an end when now my uncle was going to school, and then I had to stay alone now because I was grown up. I think I was in standard 6. What do we call grade 10 or 9 or 6 or 8? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's grade 8. Yeah. And then he had to leave and go to Joburg, and then I had to stay alone. It's like we neighbors.
Okay.
So, and then there was and to that extent I had to redeem them because my mother was not around. Sometimes she could be around, so I had to take care of my brothers and also myself also.
And you were still young.
And I was still young.
Yeah.
You can imagine now, grade 8, how old I was. When was that? 2003.
It was supposed to be 14.
Damn, 15. I was 13 years. 13 to 14 years, if I'm not mistaken. 14 years. You can imagine a 14-year children taking care of his siblings and also a household at some point. 2
houses actually.
Yeah, So I couldn't say that, but it was now to be kind of like what would say, it's a struggle,
Sure.
So that's why I'm telling you that it's gonna be difficult for people to can destroy me, or because I'm a self-made,
and you've been through a lot.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it's difficult to people to get. I'm not saying in a negative way or threatening people. A person can get destroyed any time. But I'm saying the way how I've made myself, nobody will talk negative things and I'm fine and I should live with that. I always want to conquer. I always want to win, and I don't care about the situation that I have. Because winning, it's not about the situation that you have. If winning, it's about passion. Winning, it's about believing in yourself, achieving your goals, regardless of the situation that you may be facing. So this is the ambitions that I have throughout my life.
Your branding, I believe you're more than 30 years old now.
Yes.
But you still go by the name of Venda Boy Poet.
Wow. And somebody did also ask me that recently today, and I was saying, hey, your name, Pele, you're a grown-up man.
Of course. Yeah. Are you considering to rebrand anytime soon?
No, I'm not even thinking of that.
Okay.
People should know that I'm Venda Boy Poet, and there's nothing wrong to be a Venda warrior or a growing-up man, because it depends on what all of the things that you may be doing. I'm still a youth. I think the youth end up with 34 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you're 30 what?
34.
Yeah, 34.
No, I'm not 34. I'm saying I know you can count on. You can count from the age that I was telling you, from 2000 and whatever, when I was saying that I was 14 or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can count on. But furthermore is that people know Venda Boy Poet, but if they need to be rebranding, it will come itself. At the time God will speak to me and says, now you need to rebrand. But as long as, because I think I didn't push my name yet far. That's far. I still need to travel the world.
Okay.
And people need to know this Venda Boy Poet.
Because you want to represent Venda.
Yes.
Okay.
Before I could change. And that will also represent the young ones that were coming. That there was once being a Venda Boy Poet. And you are a Venda Boy young than him. But he has already opened the way throughout you. Yeah. But if I say a Venda man now, what about the young ones? You know, so I need to break that chain and open the
pave the way. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
When you first ventured into this industry, you said you did your first poetry at school. Why did you decide to express your feelings through poetry, not music maybe? Why didn't you decide to do it through rapping?
Yo, you know, I once tried to do music, and there was a time that I was so much interested. What the lead was the cassette. Nyimbo za Makhadzi, na za Colbert, and that's him straight away. You know, and problem. Upetu pona nantu awo usiwona.
Sure.
Ndiko imba nyimbo za Venda, and then ndiko zura na mapeli. Ala mapeli ya pichiti.
Tadizela madaka.
Ndremno na mwamtanga no fika ngati blind lo mwa.
Zimanje sini.
Na mandar dozulela madaka. Hemna ndichizidiva zote zila nyimbo dzakakati. Za Colbert zote ndichiziva ndichidzita na mini.
Sure.
And then banyamisa badi. Ndapfura ndikasikone. And then vomrapanyana na mini tuzinochile chipingo satuwa nao tofiu vomrapo botala va Venda na mini. But chivenda chidiamba. Then I kulchana nyana. Tazama nyana nyoko kompisera nyana. Zabara. You know, because for us, arali chitu chisatuva chaitwa nga mutine ane uruna passion una manda una nungo dzari anga kone chita zvingari kondera bado ruchita.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but it has to come up with the one person.
Yeah.
Then it will come with million people that who can able to do it.
Of course.
This is how we break the chain. This is how we break the record. We'll never break the record if there is no anyone who's willing to break the record. But God gives one power, power.
Who is to lead us, of
course. Who is to lead us. Yeah. As I've done that as myself. I think I've given a path. Kaba banji barindi batuku banaba kodore. Ninga kono zite zitu.
I'm one of them.
You see? Yes, you get what I'm saying. Venda Boy Poet.
Sure.
Yeah, but if it was not me, na zino there was nam rain na ngabar chikom dibo anga kono random president anga kono imaru randa lighters 20 atkori ndi nendo toma wetavure ndi vatu vanje toma vu Makhadzi nichingange vachikori zvanda fasi richimona kosi bada wone pawe ola ruba bada wo masimba ba Venda we bada wo mashudu mabidi. Then that's where we came. Rabara chikoda vumwe bina vo vahone vo rachitanga vo dzomola Venda vachikoda. They came after us, and then vo papatile. I don't know about papatile because not tomum de askana tomum de, but I don't think urendi obutoma zvino angavo butoma kare mara maybe asingoto di andadza kavatu. It's one of the persons that I respect much, and it's a very great poet.
On my perspective, I believe you are the Mzwakembuli of Venda and more. The people that you were mentioning, can you say are the people that were there for you? Were the people that paved the way for you?
No, hence I said they didn't even uronga chanda na they didn't put anything. I had to realize that is how they pave a way for me. I never communicated with them and says I've never talked to Nepawe, I've never talked to Masimbe, I've never talked to Mashudu. The only time when I started to talk to them, it's whereby I've won Chima. Because Nendira Yangan Yovani Kamasana, I had to realize, no man, Diko analyze achimwana chingo di studio. Diko kono bonori, uriko this one, which is one, I mean. And I am a poet. And when I'm a poet, I'm different from them. Then bonebane baba bachiko also to adam rendi ka wada renda. Especially kana angaba mzulu kana mini because daviku recorda watu wapambana nao. So also to adana mtu na mti. So when I came there, it was a new thing to them. They couldn't even handle it because they didn't know how it looks like. That's how we end up having Rapezaro, Roberana, Mini Rapeza Sakocha Shumarote. Because, my ambitions was to lead Masana, you'll realize the Venda Boy Poet Masanani. And it was a great thing, you know, and you realize this is again but I came up with this thing, but we're going to okay, Masanani, and you know. So
how was your experience? I want you to talk about the bedside. How was the experience when you got into the industry, like when you started to get known?
The experience was bad because sometimes we'll go to a gig. This natural don't know not for a CD.
Okay.
Because they were going to a CD. Got 50 randa. That kono wana yonda. Davuya. And I don't know for a CD. So this got 10. And the ring is on the kono we are not 500. We are the sharp. Oh, and I remember when I had to go rush story, couple up and a rush story that utopangwa kala in up.
Yeah. Yes, gigi.
Yeah, it's when I was it.
Okay.
Upangwa kala in up. My first poem that was been out, not to song now, my son. Denya sasifuni nedianza uvamsina usikamdikapa nani gema shako dava uvuma yona penzi ala para FM ala the Venda Boy Poet Masanani abona una kila jinga ngomu haba una completely abona dupa maswele na 2 minutes na nyimumwe na
2 minutes
yeah. I don't need 2 minutes. 2 minutes a soldier. How do you feel into Venda soldiers? Ana droop. I give a droop.
Okay.
I want to brand Ramagwaja na Unique.
Yeah.
So I want to one of very like industry, and I was among them. But Chongi Tower maybe being person to go back Masana. I was upgrading. Not to go elevator. Mara they didn't realize. I don't know how did they took it. Kana when I maybe but my ambition was to be bigger than anyone, and I was going with that way. So I think they couldn't able to handle the, you know, the potion here that deny.
Yeah, you know, I get you. Yeah, I get you.
Because one person and the road the miss. Mara I think is going to do Zima Kotodoros Wenga in the Dora Namusi this what we witnessing now.
Because maybe you would have been limited.
You see? So but no reward I think I still thank him for what he did. If it wasn't him I wouldn't be where I am today. Because
the hatred in the industry, because you work with hip hop vocalists. How do you deal with the hatred?
I don't comment. I don't reply.
Okay.
But there's a I'm warning everyone here. I'm not a witchcraft or so, you know, but you don't fight with me if I'm not fighting with you.
Okay.
I'm not they know.
Okay.
And I've told people industry about the hip hop and you don't mess up with me. If you mess up with me, come and apologize. And if you don't do that, it's a shame on you. And I will make you realize. For example, kana akarena so, you know, and then when you do bad about me, Karen, this person is doing this, and can you tell him to stop? Because this is what is going to happen to him if he doesn't do that. And then throughout the situation, now continue. You don't come to me, you don't apologize, and you know or you have done something wrong. You know, my God doesn't play, to be honest. My God doesn't have mercy to a person that who undermine my authority, and especially to industry, my musical industry. So, and I will and and when she started to realize something or whatever, so you know, and I'm a prayerful poet who all sometimes whenever I'm being hurt, whenever I'm going through rough time, I pray. When I'm excited with jubilation that might come out to my life, I pray. You know, so this is how I deal with criticism. This is how I deal with hatred. I don't go to anyone and talk bad. If I go, I'm a person, but every time when I can wrong a person, I go to him and says, I apologize. That's how humble I am. That's how people, batwanga obo fizi, batwanga obo cash, batwanga obo jitcon. Maniga, that's the Venda Boy and if I mess up with them, they know I'm gonna come to them and says, hey maniga, I don't even mind to go to public. I don't lose anything. If I wronged you and you come to me and says, Venda Boy, I don't mind. I don't lose anything.
Yeah, I get you.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And people, who live with pride, pride in the because sometimes you end up not to public weak. People will think that you are weak. I don't know about it. Apologize. You don't lose anything. You will never lose any fan or whatever. So being humble. So that's how I do when dealing with criticism. And
that's how you stay relevant.
Then that's how I've been relevant ever since. And I don't have Atina. I don't know if there is anyone who's fighting with me, but I don't have an enemy that
come on, Chief. I wouldn't do that, Chief.
So, but what I know is that now anything bad I like to can you wait and see what is gonna happen? Because truth always is veil itself. And if somebody come to me I go and pray or I didn't go, and after I realize I wanna go, then I don't do because niggas convince them to Venda Boy and blow. Convinced.
Yeah, of course.
But if you pray, you make that person realize that Venda Boy is blow, can Venda Boy is to move. And I'm not else realize that's convince. Because if now Ararindari said that's not a good person, I I must have some proof. I must have some proof. This one. I hate you so. I must defend. And how do I defend myself? You can't.
Have you ever been wronged by someone in the industry and it hurt you the most?
There's a lot of people that have hurt me, but I'm not gonna mention. No. I'm not gonna mention anyone.
Okay.
But they know, and I'm glad that now for me not to mention them is that now they've all come to me and realize.
Okay.
That's why I cannot mention them. But if Baba Sangodaka and Neumbu, Venda Boy, I've messed up with this and this. Even the last time when we have another interview, that person, we can't mention him. He came to me, I was with him, and he realized. And the great thing is that when he realized, he came to me and said, no, and then I remind you, I said, you know what, you are the one the other day when I greeted you, and then he gave me this, he gave me this kind of attitude. I said, no, sorry, and all the stuff. So I'm like, it's fine. As long as now, you are the one who came to me first.
Okay.
So, this is the love that I want. This is the relationship that I want throughout artists. I must treat an artist like an artist.
Yeah.
Regardless of whom but I can't treat like an artist like as a fan. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, these people like you, they never come when I'm shooting. These guys never come when I'm shooting.
Really? Yeah,
meaning your presence is so
good.
It's
a blessed day today.
How are you, sir?
I'm blessed.
Do you think there is any genre where poetry doesn't fit?
I think poetry fits everywhere.
Okay.
Even at my piano.
Okay.
I think the first person who did poetry in my piano, I'm Venda.
Yeah, I remember the song.
Yeah, yes. And I also did another one.
So I'm trying to remember the title, Mara. I called that.
I had to back out of vocal by me.
No, I mean, he with Venda Boy. I mean, sorry, it's Zomola Vend.
Yeah, yo, Bana DJ Robs.
Yeah. I remember the song. Yeah, I forgot, but whatever. Yeah.
So that's how it is. So Mapiano, gospel, strings, any genre, but the articulation, it always be a problem. You can't recite poetry na ngantu articulation ya Venda nichikwama mapiano.
Yeah,
it must change it all the time. You get what I'm saying? If I find the strings and then I must be calm. If I'm finding a piano, I must rock. You know, I must go with the vibe. If am I reciting, am I praising? So it differ. So bango bononga is difficult because this is the thing that I need to say in the public. Stop reciting ngazi hiccups. All of you must stop reciting ngazi hiccups. Speak poetry. I will give an example. Digasiri domubona datuanda yanalo shango dalibona loma lonaka latando lonaka gango lonaka latando lonaka.
Poetry is new.
You know, so this is the thing. And it's Mzwake, and Mzwake was having his own articulation at the time when he says lalelani abantu bantu abalalele umuntu ngabantu. You get what I'm saying? That is his articulation when he's reciting, but I cannot go and take it the way he recites. Just imagine umuntu ngabantu. Then when I'm speaking in English, a person is a person by a person. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So namsi nongwana rekodo wana articulation za now this is how you have the right articulation. Ndichikwamba ngachivenda ndozvipa. I'm narrating throughout ngachivenda articulation ngachivenda venda nendifi venda iwo mini nendimulala ndimukala mukegulwa kale weitando tafuna zote zvikalakatawo zva mivana mikumi na zvikoko vizviraro ndiva naukonda hazvo ndimuzvari wazva namini nakatiya zvingabvidzuva ndodzira ndiwa madhuva nditsaudhuvudza ndichikokovi nishango lishawo shoma lishambirawo nendimuima woga ndogagadzira ndokakatara zvinji kala Africa chipembe nendifi Venda. Okay, fine. I was reciting poem and idea.
Yeah.
Erindiyambe na ini ndichikorenda.
Yeah.
Hezvi ndichikorenda ndidozvipfuri ndikorenda mara ndiva ndichikotwamba na ini museta.
Yeah.
Ndichikokona zvipfuri nendikorenda ndichiyagaya.
Yeah.
Hobu butova burendi vana buri butova malopani. Atikotokombechedza mara kunendera kanga musi ndichikwamba kwakona upfana na maipfuri articulation ndiyona. You get what I'm saying? I'm freestyling. It's so simple for me because the articulation is there.
Sure.
Now no kaka ndingasikono zvipfa.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
But now when we go to English, the language, it has to change.
Yeah.
Accent, it will change.
The flow,
it will change. The inexplainable description, as you listen to my dedication expression, the essence of my foolish disposition, well, it's my vision to explain. The genealogical, biological sin of David, the physiological, psychological sin of living God. Mount Zion is symbolic of the medical participated, the veil of death, that so he came like Stephen Wright. He was conceived by the Holy Spirit. He is the only begotten Son. He is Yahweh, Jehovah, Yeshua, in Hebrew tongue. You get what I'm saying? I've changed the articulation.
Sure.
I'm in a sad mood.
Sure.
I need to change the articulation. Poverty. My happiness stolen at the tender age of 7. Limpopo Province, Bembe District, Makhadzi Municipality. You know, that's where I started to realize that my family were born poor but destined to rise. And I could understand way better that my family were adversity because not even a single person went to university. Plus, I was told that I was born in a ghetto. So someone says born in the wrong place at the wrong time, you see. But the spirit, they started to be cleaning. Listen, he said somewhere sweet. He said, my people are dying because you are not speaking. But for this outcome to come, we must start at the overcoming because his message is worth repeating. He said, my people are dying and you are not speaking. Those are the spoken words, poet. That's how they do. You see them. Those are the spoken
it's like
words. Soul. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you are in an environment you no when those people they speak, you need to find how do you impersonate another zone. Gore aba ka go wa doria leli aba leli aba wa le dor leli aba gore le bale kiaba yela iri aba ka gore bulayana iniswage man bolla we iniswage man iniswage kosi kali khulumu jaji iniswage muroga bula masul gwana amunu mudraba ke kamanu gamulo dozi kiaba yena wa kapatwa katwari no wa yataba wa bona yona ganne drili jajili asubela le khulumu philo jaba likimina go shedri yeke be uya bakhalaga khoroja bomunerile bomulugwana khoroja bokulube chugulube na kulube krana makra muthu aphila kulube ya bulobeli kuluba thaba kuluba medzi abula.
I'm shivering, chief.
You get what I'm saying? So here ri abaklobedi erike abaklobedi ri abali the ways we do go na ukreda.
How long
lokuni ngena giyani?
Yeah.
Kuna shiza xin'wana siranda ngopfu shiza lexa loko xi vulavula wa xitwa mfokuko xa phungela na loko xi vulavula wa xitwa ku xiza xi ku venda fana u vula so mfo unghena wena wa ka mathonsi mfo u nga chavi helo se loko na mina ni nghena lani ku mathonsi mina ni mathonsi ni makhonzi bakala vatani va le ndzela ka ni a ndzi boki daka hi mavoko ndzi boka milenge chava ku chava ni n'wana wa risimati wa nhlangezeni wa cheleni wa xinghema tshombolonga wa ka xikhala va tlanisela ku va le ndzela ka nini a masin'wini a ndzi boki daka hi mavoko ndzi boka milenge chava ku chaka ni n'wana wa risimati mlambu wa ka bote daka se wa maswit ebot uri diesel le dim forward dito na loko dikha diphatela madito masibona na n'wina ku xiza lexi mfo I'm Venda lexi diwe giyani diesel leti kambe diwe le bush want this so this is how people should learn that's how I able to train them up paid train evalobedi train ngotoraro then ngaya kwaZulu baqanga ukuthi mina ngikwazi ukukhuluma ngafika nje ngabatshela ngathi hayi mina ngiwadlamini ngiyudlamini sibalikhulu malande wena walandela inkomo zikaSthathu jama kaSthathu bayede wamuhle mhlaba ngezithelo zakho wamuhle mhlaba ngembali yakho wamuhle mhlaba ngesibhakabhaka sakho mhlaba uhlekeza njengethwasa mhlobo kodwa imisebenzi yakho ngiyayisaba unoneke inkunzi engatheniwe mhlaba inhlabathi enothile kodwa maye yezwa ukuthi manje ngikhuluma izulu phela yabo
Sure.
So lokhu ngafundiswa ngomuntu okhulumayo izulu impela wangifundisa ukuthi namagama mawusho ungezi nemkhuba le ukuthi ukhuluma izulu impela yabona.
Sure.
So the only language that I couldn't able to the Afrikaans.
Okay.
But is that nyambo diazitiva zote. And then now we go to akere una chilobedi abakiaba les pedi sakale bo re a khona se bolela ge re ile kwa thabeng ya mama bolo ga sione re a khona moreta mama bolo
Okay.
thabeng kwa ya sione parana pasele ganyana ka hobane na re masio ga ba rata ba re re ka direto re mo phupuletša ke etu wa tike morena le ganyane ke ramarumo ke mogwadi ba mapaka monare re a ratana marena bošiwa telana sephereng ke kole ka matlhoko bone kgoši epere le saka e tsamaletša lankga he re batho re swenye le swentše ke pitše e tla le mafapanya he re fapantša le batswadi pifi e golo makgobetša maikgoba ka ntšha ditšha ditšhogwana ga re konena re kokobetše re rometše opata diprofeto dithabeng tša sione gobane re modimotše mothoke o moseleganyane ba bašwei ba tlisitse neta manta kgokgo re rumela morena kanyana mogwadi ba mmapaka monare re a o tla re goga o ba gore fetisa mafelelong dithabeng tša sione o re tlhometše na le difubeng a ba re tlhomele diphatleng re wa tša go leboya thabagolo ba feta bo bonana re tlane wana wa tšona mathabathaba sa ile o diša re o bonana le diga mmamobolo leweng la mmakubu na le diritifatse le go bolofulu le thaba le fotule malamarakutang re a go leba go mogwadi ba mmapaka monare o re go ka o sa fele wena sebatang se bolela ditaba tše lokilego re tlhaba letšetše le legolo magoletša le magodimo letšetše matlhoka sereto letšatši o senyetša batho boroko ke tla ema gana moue a ke sa tswela pele.
I'm impressed. Tim. How long did it take you to memorize these poems?
As I said, that I am a social commentator who takes the views and the inspiration of people to concise and precise in a poetic phrases and to communicate them across my poem. I define my poem spontaneously, and it carries a lot of spiritual emotion. In that manner, I cannot predetermine what will I say, because I am the voice, the voiceless, and the mouthpiece of the ancestors and the nation. And for me to realize that I can able to memorize this thing fast, there's a spirit in between. You know, there is as a mouthpiece, ni murumwa, ni nganga, ni murabeli, ni muprofita. Wazwezwe na vanopwa zona. You get what I'm saying? So ina zvirendo zvinji zvene ndazvitiva zvavandaramu zvote. Ndingani ndiera vandaramu ubva kamusekwa, kasikwividu, kamavasa, kamakwarera, karamatikiti, kachibidzo, kamadhala, karamdzuri, all those.
I choose makwarera. I read makwarera.
Chamakwarera ti obviously ndikorenda vo tovera golden papuli. So chora pesa ngamanzi.
Okay.
Yeah, but chitoma ndiba achirima mndondo ndibaja kubva bakomeza mndondo wichiwa kano ndivere neroita ni musirofu wa mndondo kutame ngarukaimani ndisiko la matongoni mwendero wa maisha ni mahuru mukwabo butete buno nigezwa ngara nanjere asina njere ndari yachi kufara ngongwana. So ndito diva like it's long, but makwarera ndio apfuka ruvubu ngamtana wangwena maswina dzitupula mabudzi oshona makwarera ndi mukapele pfunzo wa Venda ndiye alova ove bilimbili ntakano yawo makama makwarera ndi pesa la ngwenda lono rukirwa watu bedana.
Since you recite people or you recite poetry, was this quite Robert, how or who gives you information for our but when our do you do research on them or do you sit down with them first?
Yeah, most of the time they wanna into the clan name. There's no other way you will recite without their clan names.
Okay.
So those Divori clan names ya Mpapuri ndifio, clan names ya Ndo ndifio, ya Mraudzi ndifio. Those that was Uruba Tomoro Tengunya Mtina Denga. And then Mraudzi asna tawa the only madama was that. You need to know those things.
Okay.
So Bandara Mundivafio, and then na Divori Banyandivafio wo nikwamba zvezvo ngotsanga davi wasafara davi wawo amini. So zvitwe zvote the clan names zitambira fituti na Divori masingote ndi mwina mchira mbudzi I mean watu vokororo vanji vote, you know. So once you know those things, so I had to find a person and make a research in okay, which ambonga 1 2 3 ambonga 1 2 3.
What can you say it takes for one to have like an experience that you have in the industry?
How it takes?
Yeah.
I think it's a determination.
Okay.
It's ambition and also a resilience.
And practice, I guess.
Yeah, you can practice and still make zero. You know, you can work in silence and still build nonsense, as as he said. You know,
sure.
Elon Musk, yeah. So, you know, it's about engaging with other people. You know, but if you want to be like me, there's no other way you will be like me if you're not working with me.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
I don't have any jealous. I'm open. I'm an open hands. That anyone who wants me to work with them, they can work. But you will work under my authority, and I don't need any other poet to can distract you. Because it's gonna be changed once you've been motivated by me. Because it's data or in Venda Boy blind in a mean. I want you to be like that. I don't have any problem with that. Because we're now that was Shangoni. Divendo Sika Barindivanji, Unabarindivanji, they know how to recite because of me. And not to say they must go on a public and talk about me, you say.
And what are you doing today to help other young people who want to get into the poetry industry?
I'm helping a lot of young poets.
Okay.
The fan Karen Napa, Renaye, she wanted me to help her in terms of articulation because she's inspired by things that I do. And in Venda, we don't have too much female poets. You know, so we need to recruit them.
It's like a male-dominant industry.
We need to work with them, you know, and we shouldn't be jealous about them that they will succeed. You know,
if the idea it was meant to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's fine, but I able to so working with them, it's one of the strategies. But the challenge is that promote. I should do promoting. I should do. That's why sometimes some other they were complaining. Event here and to one-man show.
Yeah.
You know, why there is no any other poet? It's a one-man show. People that came to see Venda Boy Poet and arrest the supporting artists. They need to understand if I'm doing a show, you have a range. The Dobits have a range. You know, and it's I'm not the they shouldn't rely on me, especially to come about one over one of Verera. In poetry, the gas are going to I've been the combo in the gas to say Bonne Power, the gas to say Masimbe, the gas to say to be the poet, the gas to say Zomala Venda. They have made it, those people. The only thing that they need to do is to work like me and produce other young ones. You get what I'm saying? But the Verera Anga, I told my threat, Cabo. Mara, it over to say, you know what? You know, but I don't owe them anything. I don't owe them favors or whatever. It's just that I'm very sympathetic that sometimes, every time when I do things, they are umbura. I've never done anything that's umbura. And even when I started to do the Venda Boy Poet one-man show, I told them that I'm doing this. I even told them that please come and then in support. I'm very fortunate that Mutoda on the Venda girl, Mubone Chedi, Takaran and support Dogwa or Rangatikit. Whenever the
I was having crisis.
I understand. But Rangatikit shows that you know, but some they didn't, and some they say they don't have money. But the important thing, if you want to grow, I need to support you.
Yeah, that's true.
And there is no other way or any this support them and then the benefit. So what you have done, notaba chimera chana worry one den those catch because and don't wanna funo rab kuma but whenever ban don't support but don't wanna compare. You know, because next time if I had to do things, you must come up with my mind. You are the first people to say, hey, you're not going to trying where event you have ready or whatever thing. These people they support. Then other people that who don't really care, who never give a reason or why was on God out. So you will never want to consider them. It happens everywhere. It's not a secret, it's not a threat. But you can't support somebody who's not supporting you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You can't say you love a person or else you don't see any beneficiary of that thing. Kamina kawena. We need to support one another.
Kamina kawena.
Yeah, kamina kawena.
You enjoy talking
namnyika.
You enjoy talking all other languages. You excel.
Yeah. You say balabla strong.
Can you give me? I mean, I can't speak Tsonga, Chief.
Yeah.
But can you give me? We are wrapping up. Don't worry.
Okay.
Can you give me two big poets? I mean, poets that you can say. What about Rusa? But we never want them because of you.
Yeah. You got me here now. You got me. I don't know. Will they claim to say Rondabatusa? But it might come out as a. We are in a bad way. But I need to say this, and you are part of it. Ndo gruma mbone chedi.
Yes.
Adakan neka toba mtuku and 14 years.
Yeah.
But I'm the one who nomgrumesa to that an extent. Over teaching which pinga nichiko kutisamba tu. Imanisa deburu wako to the utazipio but ndumubone cheli. Then this girl on the finto song.
Yeah, in a way.
She lopwa ntonga rejoined her.
Okay.
Rejoined her, you know, or in the communicator and the push and I mean, at what was the time that the famous big was praising the president. I was all over the country, all over the news, everywhere.
What do you mean you were? You're still famous, most.
I still need to be close to him. At least not only umbrella and go back. You know, I no longer see it. You know, once you have a big house, you no longer see that. Of course, you gotta say. Of course. Yeah, but that time, don't notice now that thing. Although people, I thought, but I did like finger. You know, I thought. So yeah, and I'm too so bad. Kama pungo into the chipinga charo kweta into urenda mgafi. No very sabad, nam guide. Just that now we don't no longer have communication. I stop communicators. I would.
Okay.
With some other reasons, but I love her and I love whatever she's doing, and she's doing a great job. She's all over the country now. Nako push the brand ambassador. Yeah, play your part. SA, which is great. Opportunities are wise. She's always getting booked. Also nominated because the Satma, winning the Satma, winning the Lima. Yes, I've done that, but though, so I'm glad. Now, what is Chawana good communication? But I'm glad where she is.
What's the cost?
Fame. I hate to say this because I'm the first one to say it before. But nisongora nichiko verera na actually muntu nena kuverera ngayo ngara like in the fan. You know, you don't need to treat me like I'm a fan. Sure. And you don't need to compete with me. I'm not in a competition with you. If there is a competition, then life is not a double cake. You know, and there's a lot of things like this is she's sensitive sometimes, okay. And it's very boring in poetical way. I don't know, maybe Ngarubarindi Walwa Kailan to your Atioka competition and Atito Dupangwaka competition. And there's an end and those we achieve. At no problem in your room to achieve. Mara Aito Bandra or in Unifirene. You can still doing good and still communicate with me, but don't think so you can't even speak to me in a public, and then what else you still come to me 1, 2, 3, but when you're there in the public you mention some other people, not me. So I felt like I'm used. That person exists. And I must treat everyone the same. So then there's no need to can talk to me or communicate with me. Because even the time when Ajiko president, and I mean she came to me and says president. And I had to give her the picture and the church lunch of president but she refused and she wanted me from
scratch.
Yeah, so and then I said I can't, and she said I'm going to Sangachitu. You get what I'm saying? But I think it's going to say to another management that way then I will work with and of which to now and I respect that already. That's why maybe the system industry and never kayo for to barriers so rich communicator. Because I don't like a group. Rich I mean there was a time as Samba a group. Because Nero Chita the fry poetry but percent and I mean
yes.
And all the stuff, and then she started to think that it's big. But because she was under my arm, Venda Boy Poet group and yera waroita. We are about one the same team Mumteto Verera Kane, Chiona Chitanga Champedi. And then I also worked in Mutwanga. I took register, but I also work with Mutwanga Samatala and Makhadzi. We have a great relationship together. I perform a role in 2019. We were given an opportunity together. So it's a person and our name. Rofarandiranti, Ratushana, Rapushana, Namanda. And then, as you know, the Koshuma Namtanga sa Karen, and I wouldn't go in terms of articulation. And then, if our consistency, Namini, she could be in the level, and I wouldn't go to the honor. Revena, because Mtwanga some dog, Mtwanga was a funa. I don't know if she is. But Bujaba as the female poet, Namai, Mtwanga so my. But Tabanyo Nyama, she's on the Makhadzi. Once final never resilience na power. Ayo, combo like Makhadzi as a woman. That's why we always need to empower them. And thanks God the Women's Month. So, but that's guidance.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
The guidance in G. Then na October nending daughter.
Sure.
October na bango bat.
Yeah.
So, but I want a bad attitude. There's want to be Mtonga.
Yeah.
Then I was the one.
Yeah.
So, Zitauri, Winjabat Watomo, the distance. Okay, I'm very sandy, popular Ramtonga. I'm Changa name. Then Nawajika. I also, na Garangany. So, actually, all this Tsonga poet, they must know. All those Tsonga poets, they are coming from this hand. They are coming from this head. Yeah, Waumala. And you babala bula bakubona train man na man baumala awa kopela la. That's why namuta kurna waswito na mabito ko na utaswito kugo. Venda Boy Poet, what does it mean to others? Ndozipa slogan ngamikosi ndozipa mwajere hey what that's how you can realize your product indianji. Sure. You get what I'm saying? Even Jessica Mbangeni, I also wrote a poem. Okay. President, she came to me. Okay. Poem yantu. So I've worked with or daka nach korida ango daka nako to do nenum truth. Ndom truth. Zakimbule, I worked with him and Mzansi Poetry Magic Mzansi Poetry Academy Roshumarote to an extent, but don't go to the Visana Rim. Arwatuva Shiti Suzoyanga or Naurimara Jonas Date. Because it's an oath that I've signed with my ancestors and God to say I need to praise Him before watching it.
I know this may be bad for others, but I know you're not going to take it in a bad way. Do you think you are big than him, or you are bigger than him?
Who?
No,
I'm not bigger than him.
Okay.
He's great, and I will never be bigger than him.
Okay.
I will be bigger in my own way. I will be bigger to those young ones.
Yeah.
But for him, he's bigger than me because he came before me.
Oh,
Yes, so this is how poets, young poets, should. But so it's vice versa to this song.
Oh.
So she thinks she's big than.
When was the last time you spoke to her? Today?
Okay. She called me and I told her straight that I'm not because I'm not gonna be mentioned anywhere at the end of the day. I said there are people, there are aspects but never done it too. So go to them, and then she dropped her phone and she never even considered what I said to her, and then I thought it was wrong. So she's the one who always come to me. I don't even go to her. And this is the relationship it is. Nendo the visa I don't comment to her things. And I'm glad whatever she's doing. I'm not jealous now. The AP is when I quit Sazon. But attitude yawe ndio na never kundalori nisongova na relationship now. Unless maybe I want a video, maybe someone realize or this person but there should be a time and that room to taruchezoro or what tangana mean. That's it I mean. But the thing that worries me a lot, diamusi, dichiko render, last year, Mawunga into.
Mawunga, yes.
So ndikwamba uri ndi Venda hapana ni hani ni bvani giani na da Venda ni ko expect ora na vari ndi Venda vane vangaredola mwani. She came there and then she want me to help her ndikadiva nawo message apa ka phone oro nne kotodori ni muthu send mu vulele opportunity uri arende atina jealous tina problem mara ndikwamba uri arali uri ene ukouda what about young ones bane vakotodori bane ndi vatuku varendi vatuku knowingly uri una nne futi. So which means she's breaking all the authority already. Zambora Venda una mrendi ndiye nanti. You get what I'm saying? And it's not a competition. It shouldn't be like that. I cannot go to KZN ndaskanda renda kosiyama Zulu ndiye zdivoru na varendi vangano. I cannot go to Giani. As you know, we know la miss Ndove Nukeri. I cannot go to Giani. Kana what opportunity aba yona ndo bambu za mamfone ndo bafone ndo out. Boruna mzana mtonga. Even now, the worst thing is that she can't reside in Venda. She wanted to reside like Venda. I mean, and she's not a multilingual. And not go to multilingual. It's in the blood. Divachi Venda, Divachi Tonga, Konochiam, but in a family, in a relationship, the relationship young, you know, in a family. Kana ushaka na matsonga na bapedi na balobedu na bavenda na bazulu na mazulu na maxhosa ngongwa atikokombecheza. So you know when you that's how competition baba inchidane pangori ni vanisa kudziva uri muthu zvithu zviwana gai ende zvimwe zvithu zvirifuwa nga mdzimu asi kombecheza ngongwa. So achifona ako ngori ndi muthu sai asuza chivenda. I ask myself for never tika and go to song so changana. So why then stongari ngongwana? Yeah. So like that's why I'm going with the kamina kawe. It should go hands in hands. Nikontu sanga mini. Because the Comor Nana so wish to be Urundive ambassador here play South African play a part South African. I mean, but she has never called me and says una did apa ene kwita 1 2 3 you fit. Play a part. They've never been ambassador of Venda. Kana mrenda of Venda. Yes, she is. She's a Tonga. Why don't you give others people that were able to help you and give you the platform? Because we are afraid. We have a fear. Or this person is bigger than you. Can be bigger than you, and it's wrong. That's a wrong mentality. Because mwanamungo poor potentially or poor portion yawe. I don't wish to be bigger than her. I wish to be bigger than myself. I've got my own way, my own path to can achieve my dreams. Ati go sara mtu mrao tukombechi ziru mtu angitele mini and the titi zitu nga pressure gore nyinyo zita na nento zita. You know. So that's other thing. Go samuita zonori. So one like ngari.
It's better.
Yeah, and see zunamarni as pesa sangona ndi batu of Makhadzi as tivori. Mara, I'm very proud. Once I said I'm very proud for her. I'm very, very proud. And I celebrate each and every time when she achieves something. When she wins the award, I celebrate because I know that she's my product. And I did wish maybe the manager whoever the advisor realize that you don't need to fight with other people.
But you have to collaborate with them.
Collaborate with them. Yeah. Work with them. You know, and it makes things simple. Like look at how the relationship in Andabana and Amatalan. Look at the relationship in Andabana and Amzokimbuli. Look at the relationship that I have with all these Tonga poets, all these Pedi poets, all these Venda poets. Relationship in Andabana. You know, there's no other way you wouldn't talk about Niguaman Amrendo Venda as Don Wuzanga Venda Boy. And they know where to can find me. I'm still
yeah, of course. That one I can confirm.
No matter how great I can be, Canada Zurameri Kanamini. Kongwan. Digas Vanda Quara Mrindigane. Diga Quara Fair, Nana Buri Boy support. When the side diving at me. But why?
Yeah.
If it has to happen to me in the fila, you know, sometimes in the Twambara for Arazikaini. You don't feel sad.
When was the last time you had a chat with Sakimbuli?
Last night.
Last night?
Yes. Actually, perform Kamizulu and I think he was performing or something, but
Okay.
he was performing his song Elania Bayete.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he sent me some. I said, "Great, my king. I'm very proud of what you're doing. You plow a seed carrying your reconnative."
Yeah.
Don't you want Amanda? Venda Boy? Don't you want Amanda? Sometimes speak Venda. So yeah, we very close to much. We communicate.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Yeah. Abang Marendi Bauran and don't stop to communicate. And then other one another Banandi Mavusa, the one who from Ukozi FM. We still have a good communication.
I don't know him.
Yeah, but if you listen to Ukozi FM,
It's very far.
you'll know him.
Even the language, I don't understand the language.
Yeah, so you can see a relationship and Rabana Wangobarendi and Zakembule is a Zulu. Mavusa is a Zulu. All those Tsonga poets. Bote. You can ask Papila Ramtsonga Singlishas. Now you develop Singlishas. All I know it as a comedian. Ni post, ni fag on Facebook. Zondan Zak. Garanganya. So, bote.
Where do you see Venda, or actually, where do you see SA at large in the next 5 years, in terms of?
In terms of what?
She's laughing. Why are you laughing? In terms of the youth holding to our culture and tradition.
You know, as a tovarin, Rafarana never in Namaspara, what generator.
Yeah, because in the event.
This different fraternity, that's the arts and culture, I mean. I see what you call na dzimwe ndiri kodo discover na suzviswa zvona zvangaita culture imwe futi ndikwambori ari runa marungu ngadza mamwe arumwe rushaka kana zvimwe kuvumbeyo yeah nikongwana and zvingapesera like now isi ruri kotorora tamverera yasho mara ringawana riko irita zvithu zvofambana nawo. So if we don't do that, if we don't give platform to these young ones, to people that would deserve to be given an opportunity, I see a trouble. I see a trouble. And especially around Radana Gait, Retina Kwamba you settled out of our marine. Come in the Venda Boy that Ovandi Nedin tea. Dita Nigo Vandi Nedin tea or the Bukwane in tea. Now I've got my own path. So if we help other Ratusan, look on a better, but in 5 years to come, I still I don't see any change yet.
That's got the fun.
It's always got the fun. It's got change.
What do you think needs to happen, but that important? Because we that important. For example, obviously naka Chima Awards. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Yeah. But obviously naka Chima Awards. But what do you think needs to happen? What do we need to do?
We need more Venda Boy by 10.
Okay.
We need 10 Venda Boy Poet. We need 10 Venda Boy Poet. If we got this Venda Boy Poet by 10, then we can achieve the dream. Because my dream is to see young poets reciting. My dreams is to see these young poets vachikova the event dzavo vone vana vachikokonoditera basa kurely kamuntu kana muntu anavori unta. Because there was this mentality of kovona ngari vona paungori vazvira kutama karadio ndivone vana vanga vatusa muntu dotomu vafonera vone pauri vona pa ndikombora kutiswa kavurendi masimba atotambwa nyana ndikombora kutiswa kavurendi. You get what I'm saying? So they need to realize uri ubverera simafungo tambwa karadio ubverera kavurendi asimafungo uri ndowana gig yobhadhera ndikongwana kavurendi ndiamusi nichirenda vatu vatakarira zvana nakuita zvone. That's how nubverera izvo. So have a picture of that. Na rava ratokonoita izvo rakonomana dzi event dzacho wherever we eat ndikambori mwana mumwe murendi unawo kusikwa hawe atotomoita event anepo anoda kuata vena kumangane vatu avakuvangana ite vurendi mahala vaite nthu adevelope ave na crowd yawo one day namini ritangana rikojia group yawo namini rikotangana town hall namini ritangana varendi ngachasho namini rikotomungana dzi event dzacho.
Like what you were doing, on Thursday, so on Friday, Friday poetry.
Yeah, because that's why I'm Venda Boy 10 because I'm the only person who's willing to can make an event without money, without budget. You know that how much no spend up guy with at that event.
This one year recent.
Yeah, recent.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. More than 30,000 K to do all these things, to do that arrangement. The billboard, like if I will tell you mass parade go to the Chile in Ghana, you will go crazy. I need to go and cry to them that you know what, I need to have this event. To go and book that auditorium you see not closely to 5,000, not closely to 7,000, not closely to 8,000, not closely to 9,000. The money that you need to book that all,
more than 10.
Let's close it that way. I don't want to go with the pricing, but go there, and people will think or to do it. And so the people think that we have a lot of money and all, but we have a lot of money to spend to make you realize to support poetry side.
Yeah.
If Aranda Konita a one-man poetry show, you encourage an amomo to write. You
That's
true. Hate.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's when I never Venda Boy 5 and never work believe on the event is our go rely come. Then we can make it.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, so rely cover radio. So rely the promoters or the Vizuana Doni. Buying Biba Bokeva, the Somangam rain. I mean, no, there's no such thing. The Darboni Rakadzi, Augustine, 1 hour to the phone of Suka, Badi Augustine. Any pro minimina. Why we go out, we hate people? No, we shouldn't do that. No. To buy shoe if they think India was serious fraternity, it's fine. We don't need to hate them. We need to appreciate them and love them. They don't see. But we must make our own platform. Rishumi Seka a platform. Have
you ever been called to Rail Garden?
No, I was closely to be called. I once approached them. I don't know why it fails, but but I can't. No, yeah, that's why no book on Makhadzi narrator.
Okay.
Yeah, Makhadzi go there for the stage.
Oh yes.
That's why I get an opportunity to praise. You know, but I think now I deserve to renew on. They deserve Royal Heritage Festival.
Maybe next year, because this year we don't have it.
Yeah, this year we don't have it, but for next year I deserve to be there. And the reason is that if I am a poet who speak in different languages, who always reside in a different fraternity, who's always been there to the people representing Mavenda Chabo, winning the award, the Sama, the Satma, the Lima, the Chima, and we don't see such kind of, not to say I deserve to be there. And we're talking about the heritage. What is an heritage? I must show what is an heritage. Because obviously heritage.
Speaking of Makhadzi, what does it take for one to get praised by you? Because you once praised the president, Kid Venda, and who? Wogore. What does it take for one to get praised by you?
It takes a genuine talent.
Okay.
Talent ya bukuma sakoto kwambeche zao. Mtu anavuruto azwi to dure watu ba azwi to dure na di amber nendi arenda neni minimina. Zwazi kototo da mutu ene mune ono diwori. Yeah, you know what? I deserve.
Oh, maybe tingwe of the mood. So what I mean is, what does it take for the person that you are praising? Yes. Yes. Okay.
Most of the people that I praise are spiritual talented. They're the people that whenever it's about, you know. And to praise the president, obviously, it's everyone's dream to praise the president. Yeah. I'm glad that I didn't praise the president in the parliament. Didn't praise him. Like it was over other atmosphere. So Makhadzi, you know, she deserves it for the things that she's doing. Remember, I'm a praise singer. Articulate words in different way, and a number only praise voice of the voiceless, the mouthpiece of the ancestors and God Himself and the nation. So the nation is crying with Makhadzi. She must be praised. And I must tell her how the nation is thinking about her. Makhadzi Muimbi. Makhadzi ralibona muimbi ngotorara. Kwena mutecherizi. Come on. So she deserved it. A Root Kid, is one of the best hip hop artists that was coming with a great talent. So I don't know what makes me to praise him, but no good than that. I didn't diminish it or no praise, but don't or no praise because whatever you're doing in great way.
Sure.
And he was so excited to that extent for Takara. So yeah, this was so it already I realize, or you know what Venda Boy is doing. It's great, and then nena kono appreciate and then now one mishumo yao it's last tanga cha aslama cha chaita zituzite so dalanga ajo decide just even dalanga ajo you know and then ndabanda dalanga ajo mutu nenda banda dalanga ya mamuna obo vasuzwinyi natso ko dalanga mona munhu you ndabanda dalanga inu nenda banda nitela chirendo nizidivoro ndonifuna genuine and nizidivoro nofunwa nanga vadzimu banga na mdzimu.
And as we are doing this,
the word Murabedi, the Profita, the Mwenda, the Muvlandira. What then is Funagan Combo and Digas Rendebo to Golden Papuri and Aranamtana Aochi. To somebody that boy is gonna be something.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, whether South Africa like it or not, or Venda like it or not, that boy is going to be something big. We have seen it. We are just ready to witness. I'm glad that Nendo it up now it's last time I have a billionaire.
The president, how did it felt to be in the same space with the president?
I didn't feel myself, to be honest.
Okay.
Hey, that was another atmosphere. Remember, Abe, it's a history in the making.
Yeah.
They've never, in the world, never been any entertainment in the plane. That to say someone was playing guitar to the president and whatever. People, they can do their own, but to say they entertain the president in the other atmosphere, that has never been seen.
It was the first.
It was the first time by me, you know, and you know the plane was flying, and when people say, first time I have never flown ever in my life. It was for the first time, you know. That feeling of don't have a plane in
running stomach.
Oh no, I was not. I didn't have running stomach, but I couldn't feel myself.
Sure.
That is a diffy perspective. I can't tell.
Sure.
Matamera, Venda Ramaphosa misebe, Venda basanga delere, beni wana wasamwana na Edmothi wabatu, ndichizala karawa titabani, urina mipururu, yorina mipururu shaun lampepu, anyway, imamarunga zindabaraka president wabarine, serial Matamera Ramaphosa, mufenda mupika na ife la vifam Venda sara, asina vengo, nazingwa chaka, asina fibo, nazingwa chaka, asakatina mbana ndinyi, Matamera, asakatina ruambo ndinyi, Matamera, Ricardo Consombrilization, Usina Chukuna Chanokana, Harano Mamakona Snapcona, Matamera, no Farani, Usawa Kamala Matamera Bote, Handala Kuna Gare, Jacob for the president, Namusumana Panama Africa Chipembe, Divashakaria Day, Safuma, Riatenda, Puti, Bagama, Fu Ramaphosa, Bashu, hey Tamati Finala Kuna Gare, Ramaphosa, Nani Timmy, now to Shiaba, worry, yeah, Roman Africa Permanent Touchers, Nanga Goramuri, Jabina, but not the Manakulani, one of my piano, Africa Chipelis, Namusura Kulani, President, Yabakulani, only just Zangamara Namuti, Usongo Ramba Defender, come to the Kunamoyan, Bafenda Batimamra, Matamera, you won't Mufenda Fe, you won't Fenda.
So, when I didn't tell Nanga, how sharp is it? That's a war. Can I look at you? Matamera Jindala Fonda, Lonatamera Nava, Rufula Ponya, Venda Ramaphosa Muposa Misebe Yawayasa. Ah, that Jenna. Hey! And our Lamunuchu was one. He
wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, then the Goyaka and the Mana, it's now as another moment. Tomo posera mapashila na posera. What does you know? Wangange plane, wagotaku, wako everyone is coming. Ah, what's going on? Who's this boy? apeni makuwa na mini zvino vamwe vada ngori hapana nodhana vatu vava vachisvika ngari muma 15 or something vada vatu vanji ndikoposa ndichi latakala bhati gwena ladhala ndakaenda mati parakachanza na mini radzura pasi and
the president himself
camera now they are coming everyone I'm a celebrity now I'm a president is it real come on everyone wants to take a picture with me no I want to take a picture with you and the president yeah is it me is it me?
And now they have to start googling.
Yeah, even other people from Britain. Yeah, can we take a pic with you and the president? Okay, fine, it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Everyone is taking picture with me. So na team tata seeing me, and everyone I'm greeting anyone. Malusi Gigaba was also there.
Yeah.
I was so excited. We had we communicated for more than 10 minutes. Whatever the business we were sharing. So, one more joke on the bad. President office in 10 minutes.
Of course.
Maybe 5 minutes and so hey, for me it was an honor. To get that opportunity and speak to him. Like he wanted to know me genuinely or the and all the stuff. You get what I'm saying? And until I told him his wish was to praise him, and but I'm glad that I happened that I able to share whatever was in my eyes.
And what's the wild thing you said to him that day?
I didn't say any bad thing because whatever he was asking me, the results called clicker.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and other people will say, man, you were supposed to talk about your poverty, not embrace, something, and even sharp. That time I was not even driving, and I was working as an intern in the city of Joburg. I'm not so going to pass up mining. No, what I can't sell myself. I went there as a poet. My dream was to praise him. I didn't go there to want tender or to have a good relationship now. And my dream was to be his praise singer. Everywhere that he might go.
And I fulfilled it.
And I'm glad that I fulfilled it because it was not once. No attended the event in and I'm watching as long as stop and destroy and I'm here, and then the bodyguard will I'm God.
We know you.
We know you. I'm Makhadzi. One better than get so random president and I still have the video on YouTube. That's how I met Colin Mashawan.
Okay.
Colin Mashawan was there. He gave me a t-shirt and said, yeah, Nichi random president when I bought a t-shirt, Pana Gondor. And Robert went down again.
Hey.
So, president that she keep at that time, Colin Mashawan.
And he gave you.
No, I
mean he gave you.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah.
And Maraneno kono shikerera ngenda jenaka VIP abendi VIP already. I see nyanya come track stage in the track and nendo jena balana duko praise and go praise and I mean.
Yeah.
The chipa zara tapa zara go chimbira. There go chimbira ala ma bodyguard chimbira tinayo. Do wa boy. Tika tinaye.
And afterwards Makhadzi go now.
I won't know the politician. I want the MEC were mini how them what young woman magazine.
Okay.
So now we want to show na bad. You chimbala now. But matangana we rompo opportunities to takara the bopanya zalu Sophie.
Yeah.
Wo lusigikaba. Wo natim tayatwa. It's the people that we still recognize. Just that sometimes when you don't know a little thing and you are working on your own, you don't have a manager. That time I was supposed to have first the one manager now push because I was in the platform, but management wise I didn't have one. So this star get to that point and the barrel one of the opportunity, I mean, at some point, because I was very, very passionate.
I get you, man. Okay, because of the time, I know I've took much of your time. I want to wrap this up with an IQ test, né? But I want to know first, do you think you have made it into this industry or not, and why do you say so?
I haven't made it.
Okay.
I still wanna make it. If people think that I've made it, yes, I thank you, it's fine. But for me, I haven't made it. I haven't started.
Okay.
I haven't even made any. They got not trauma.
They're not to me.
Yeah, they're not trauma.
So
which means there is a lot of things that people must expect.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
And each and every day they will be seeing the position.
Okay. Okay. IQ test. Question number 1. You are ready, ne?
Okay.
Out of all the 12 months that we have in a year, which one does not have a holiday?
12 months.
Yes. Out of all the 12 months that we have in a year, which one doesn't have a holiday?
Obvious, it's November.
Okay, that's correct. And February also.
Yeah.
Number 2. How many vowels do we have in English words?
You know, I don't know. To be honest, I want to be honest to the public. Guys, help me. I forgot what vowel is.
Ask her to help you. Maybe she knows. Okay. Do you want an answer? Do you want an answer?
Yes.
It's A, E, O, U.
Oh, vowels. You know, and then I don't know Brazil, helping verb and yeah. And the zone, man, does it take a
Sure.
So which means the baron one go wake up. Hey!
Don't be
I don't know Galia, Papa, That little Gurisa Milar, our A, E, O, Light, you know, the Donald Gurisa. So, okay, yeah, the next one.
Question number 3. Which province in SA is called the Garden Province?
Which province?
In SA is called the Garden Province.
The Garden Province.
Yeah.
Los Angeles?
No. In SA. In SA, South Africa.
Oh, in South Africa?
Yes.
Oh, not USA. Okay.
Yes.
It's called the Garden
Province.
The Garden Province.
Which province is that?
Bloemfontein.
No.
The Garden. Okay, it's Limpopo then.
It's Western Cape.
Western Cape?
Sure.
With what? Because we know that in the Stellan Bushing has been
I just did my research and the outcome was like Western Cape. That's it.
Okay.
Question number 4. Hey, this one. Where do we find the baobab tree that is well known as the big tree?
The baobab tree.
Yeah.
Anke.
Who big guy? Who big guy?
Anke niani.
Ni guy.
Niani guy ab. Ange niani guy na. Godini ani.
Chipiso just a god.
Oh,
yes.
Just a god. Yeah.
Question number last. If you don't get this one, we are not going to tell them how to vote.
Okay.
When did South Africa first celebrated its Heritage Day? Which year was that? If you don't get this one, we are not going to do the voting things.
1993. 1990. But it's between 1993 we are part. 1992, 1991. Oh, it's 1995 then.
Oh, you just saw my answer.
1995.
Sure, it's 1995.
Yeah, 1995.
That was when South Africa started to celebrate Heritage Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, let's talk about the Satma. When this show drops, is going to be... When are the Satma go? Is it the Satma?
Yeah, that's the one, the October.
Oh, that's when the October. We still have chance. But let's tell them how to vote, because this year is going to drop on the 25th of September. It will be Sunday.
Okay, Wanan. Karito mapungo vote, ne? Richkweta mapungo vote, you SMS. Kar vote, okay? They will nominate waka category B. But I want you to vote on this one. Vote on Satma 41. Satma 41. capital letter Satma 41 number and the 49495 49495 because SMS Satma leather 41 na photo la Venda Boy Poet ka best praise singer and yeah then when the Divo on Makhadzi platform and another one day when the most downloaded song of which that's vote in G and then 20 voted now yeah so but those are the two categories that I'm nominated with.
And other things that maybe you wanna tell our viewers that maybe I didn't ask.
People must expect an album that is coming soon. Yeah, Wendo.
Okay.
Feature. I'm tangana notoba one. Rootkid Venda.
Okay.
Shumana Rascali, and then yeah, and the why people should vote is that for this category, yeah, best praising. Makhadzi also must vote a lot.
Okay.
She must even send me a time. Actually.
Okay. Oh, because
I'm nominated.
Yes.
I'm nominated with a poem.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing, you know, and it really shows the genuine casual and creators one. I wasn't doing it for only for public, but I was doing it because I love it, and that's how Satma was able to approve it to say this poem deserves to to be voted or to be nominated as such. So. Come support Makhadzi, straight to you. Come support. I don't know time I then the vote. I don't know voter. I vote. And also good luck on the summer awards. I know that you're gonna scoop it. But thanks a lot for the opportunity that you gave it to me. Makhadzi on guitar and the Palawurwa. That's the performance lecture on Palawurwa. It was big event.
Sure.
Yeah, and she did pay me. It was not for free. And I'm glad that she honor everything. And we have a good relationship, Nana Kazi Venda. So shout out to her for over responsible karneva in Bivatu Kuba Venda, Norta Kosa, Nor Vedisa, Nanga Robert Sakaya Queen. And we wish you all the best in your life, in your career. Thank you for representing us, and we always appreciate you at all the time. Thank you.
You know, you're gonna connect me with. Firstly, we have to connect him with Colin Mashawana, because we had an interview with Bomo, and there were conflicts or Venda Boy guy. But I won't dive to that.
I know Tiyo Tomanga Kulmesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him, so you're gonna connect him with him. You're gonna have to connect me with Makhadzi also, so that you can come to the platform.
No, with pleasure.
Ne?
With pleasure.
I will hold you.
Oh, the issue there, yeah, too.
You're Venda Boy guy.
But then the warrior Tomanga, I could make.
As in Goran Bashkipa.
No, and the warrior Tomanga, I don't know about it. And then Obuzanga come rightly, Kare.
Okay.
Which got the trouble me zo and I would like offer and tomorrow. And I was told during the Colin Mashawana come rightly as Kwambora, I bear and go Thomas, you know, Mizoto dai. Modify a penya. Yeah, vacant.
Yeah, was
Maro Mizovias, Wobom Tomera Pan. Mara Colin got 2002 and Colmesh.
Don't worry, you will connect me with him, then I will talk to him directly. But otherwise, Venda Boy Poet, thank you very much for coming to the platform.
Thanks for having me. It was great to chat, and don't take anything personally. It was just to say and spew out everything.
Of course.
Shout out, we love you so much.
From myself and the rest of Masters Podcast team, Narazava Twatir, Mushat.
I'm ghost.
Have you ever not been to be recognized in a public space? Venda and every tribe that has tuned in.